Hello, welcome to Createful Art and the Beach. I would love to show you how to paint a beach sunset in this video, so let's get started.
In the workshop, there's a lesson that goes along with this tutorial, color mixing help, and a traceable to help you get the composition on your canvas. The first step is paint the peach in the sky and water. Start by using your wash brush and the peach color and paint a thick 2-inch wide line going across the canvas above the horizon line. Then fan the color out on the top of the line as you run out of paint. Now we're going to paint the peach color under the horizon line, starting in the center and fanning out to the bottom edges of the canvas. Go ahead and clean out your brush so that you can start with this brush in the next step and it's fresh and clean. In this step, we're going to paint the blue in the sky and water with a clean wash brush. Add blue to the sky at the top of the canvas, going around the peach area so it doesn't cover it. My brush strokes are at an angle to point towards the center of my sky here. Then we're going to paint a blue straight line just under the peach for the horizon line. Pull that color down with brush strokes in the center area. It's okay to go over some of the peach for the reflection on the water. We're going to paint in the direction of the water horizontally on the left side and on the right. We're not worrying about details, we're just getting this first layer down and relaxing while we do so. We're going to paint the clouds and sunsets starting in the middle here with your clouds. You can use the reference photo as a guide to help you with this very loose shape. I'm also going to add the light teal or light blue color to the left side of the cloud to help shape it and give the sky another layer here. I'm going to add just a tiny bit of that color on my brush. I wipe some off so that you can see this peach color underneath where I add it. I'm just wiping my brush, not cleaning it. I'm going to add pink to it. I'm going to add this color right next to this blue on this right side, right up against the blue, and cover some of the peach area, giving it another layer and softening this transition from peach to blue. I'm going to add this on the left side, again using this circular scrubbing motion. I would like a different shape to this cloud, so I'm going to grab my small filbert brush so that I can use the round edge to get round edges on my cloud. So I'm going to add some pink to that. I dab any excess off on my paper towel so I can have a thin layer. I'm going to add some water, also can make a thin layer, and notice how it becomes a glaze here. I'm going to add a little bit more of the light blue right here. I use the scrubbing motion to add that layer onto the blue. Notice how I'm being very loose and quick in this painting. I'm not getting caught up in the details. So I'm just going to darken the right side of this cloud. I'm going to carry some of this peach up here in the scrubbing motion. Using the lightest gray and the lightest teal will also be great colors to use on the right side of the cloud to just darken it up a little bit over here. I'm not going to clean out my brush, I just wipe it on my paper towel, and now I'm going to add some yellow to my brush. Let's add this to the bottom of the cloud. So this is where the sun is, or the closest area to the sun. Then mix the yellow with white and paint a line going across the canvas with this color under the yellow. Make this thin line thicker in the center and then dissipate on the sides. Now I'm going to paint the dark clouds that are over this area in the horizon or closer to the horizon line. Some of my clouds I had connected and some of them I broke up with just these loose brush strokes. If you ever want to lighten an area, you just use this scrubbing round motion right here and spread your paint thinner. I invite you to relax and get creative right now. This is a time to follow personal preferences. Some things I will keep in this step and others I will get rid of in the last step. I'll go ahead and wash out that brush and then grab my wash brush for this next step. We're going to paint the beach area. We're going to start with the reflection on the water. I'm going to grab my magenta and then quickly pull down right here on this sand area. I'm going to grab my blue and do that on the left side right here, and notice how it goes at an angle. You can add other colors and brush marks into your sand, and because this is an impressionistic painting, your mind's going to make sense of it, but you don't have to have it so detailed that it looks exactly like what it's supposed to be. So go ahead and create some angled lines. We're going to use leading lines right here, and you can use dark blue, you can use your medium blue, and they're just going to point here towards the center at an angle. if things look a little bit messy when you're adding in some of these things, don't worry. In the last steps, we're going to complete some things that'll make it look a little bit more finished. If you ever want to create sand area or soften an area that's closer to the bottom of the canvas, those angled lines, then you just add some peach back in. You can also add tan. So here I'm going to add some tan back here near the horizon. This is going to make it appear like, hey, there's sand out here, or there's sand on the right side that's broken up by some of this water. Of course, if they're closer to the bottom of the canvas or closer to the eye of the viewer. So now I'm just going to take some dark blue, or you can use purple, and I'm going to create this line right here, this really strong line. It's going to go across just a little bit and then come at an angle off of the canvas. Now I'm going to pull down all these colors to create the reflection area. And I'm going to create the reflection area right here and soften that line. So we're also going to use other lines you find in a beach scene, the foam lines right here. So I have white on my round brush, and I'm going to create a broken up line here. I'm not just creating this straight line. That's not going to be very interesting to look at. I'm going to follow the line right over here on this right side. So you have the foam line, and then you have the waves or the foam that are also in the ocean part. So this is going to look like waves back here. So I'm going to make horizontal lines in the back towards the horizon. You're welcome to add in additional lines and colors whenever you want. So I can add, some pink down here at the bottom if I want, because we're in the final details, which you follow your personal preferences. And one of those final details is I want to add shadow area underneath my foam. So I'm going to use my detail brush and the dark blue and just add in the shadow area where the foam's going to meet the sand. I'm going to add more of the dark blue reflection on both the left and the right side. This beautiful reflection area is where my eye goes first. And so I'm going to lead with my leading lines that I talk about in the lesson towards the area that I want to have more focus, and that's the sky. I could take some of the peach color and put it down into the ocean. I could soften the beach colors or soften the beach lines so they're not as strong. I could add more tan to the beach so that's a more muted color. So I'm going to go ahead and do some of these things. And I'm just following what I want to do, what I feel, because it's really about what I feel at this moment that I want to share with the viewer. And because we're different people, you may feel that there's other things that you want to do. So you can follow your own personal preferences in this last step. So in this last step, we're finishing our painting. We're getting a finished look. We're getting it to look the way that we want. We're adding as much detail as we want, or we're keeping it loose if that's the look that we want. We can add more colors. We can adjust our colors. We can blend in this step, or we can add in some unblended brush strokes. You can always use texture or metallic paint in this step to share something with the viewer, while it's also adding to getting a finished, more polished look. Or you can just leave it like this, as it is. You don't have to add those things if that's not what you want to do. Just follow your feelings and remember to relax while you're doing it.
Here are some beach sunset painting tutorials for you to enjoy. There are more links in the description of this video. I can't wait to paint along with you, and I'll see you in my next video.